let's talk about the next topic, which is Lyft. You know, they're sending out these emails. They're making claims that drivers are
Oh boy.
increasing 14% and 10% earnings when it comes to their earnings,
This is
whether
from
it's
my
a long
app.
trip or overall. So what's going on here?
This is from my app, people. So listen, we have Risher coming on. He's confirmed. But okay, we call it the way we see it. I know you're watching, maybe Mr. Risher or later or Sona, one of you two. This is by no means right. We just question things here, and we're looking for answers. So this is by no means, burning a bridge situation. I personally, okay, do believe these numbers because from the timing of it. This compares January of 2023 to May of 2023. January is the deadest freaking month in the whole year as when it comes to rideshare. May beating it by 14% is not a big deal. And one other piece that I need to say is this. Earnings are up 14%. Well, I think especially, thank you, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, well, we'll watch that tonight, people. Jeff has his own channel, Jeff Thomas Black. Please go check him out. So here's the deal. If the rates, especially, Chris, as we know it, and we've proven this, on long trips, and I'm talking long, meaning and anything about 40, 50 miles, okay? Once they have gone down 40%, coming back up 14% from that level, I don't think is that big of a deal. And I don't think it should be celebrated as a victory. Now, I am, to me, I am not, in this or interested in this as much as most of you would be. I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, nothing like that has happened to me. I am definitely not seeing this increase. And also, you guys may not be seeing the $35 per active hour average that Lyft put out. They said nationwide, this is not California. California is top market, or Chicago. Nationwide, they said average driver on active hour, as you guys know, not online hour, active hour, they said is making 35 per hour. Now, if you're not making that either, don't cuss at me. This is Lyft's numbers. These people are built on data, so I'm sure their data is reasonably accurate. Again, this was not sent to every single Lyft driver in the country. It was hand-selected, so you guys know. So not everybody got this email. But I'm looking at this with a skeptic's eye more than anything else. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Well, here's the thing. I think the people that are actually getting these emails being hand selected are the ones that are meeting the criteria, so they can put it out there. I think a lot of it is they're looking at the shareability of it, saying like you post something on Reddit and you post something on Facebook or Twitter or something. You're like, hey, what's this all about? And then it's showing like your monthly per earnings rides increase or whatever. I think that's primarily what it's for, because otherwise they'd show it to everybody and then say, okay, well, what's the difference? Otherwise I got to go back and do it myself. I have to average out everything when it comes down to it from January to now, if I'm keeping track of everything, which you really should be doing. And then that way you already know. And then the other side of the coin is, out of the people who are getting these emails, if they're tracking it, I'd love to know, are they coming up with the exact same numbers as Lyft is showing them, or are they figuring it out something else? That's something I'd really like to know.
I mean, you know what? Look, man, you can push numbers any way you want, but we sometimes do, like, I write articles and I put like 400 trips on there, right? And Uber will come back and say, oh, it's not a big sample size. You know what I'm saying? They'll just go, oh, well, this from January of 2023 to May of 2023 is really not that big of a sample size. Maybe you looked back forever, and that's the only period you could find that earnings went up, and put 14% in there to spin something positive.
You know what I'd rather see?
Compare it to 4 years ago, compare it to 3 years ago, compare it
That's
to
what I'm saying. What I'd rather see, every driver has a different start date. Their gig birth date is their gig birth date. What I want to see is, over the entirety of their careers, whether they started last month, whether they started 10 years ago, doesn't matter. I want to see a plot graph that shows from the very beginning through to now. And you can see like, okay, it'll show you like out of these many rides, where is your per trip? And then you could see, is it trending up? Is it trending down? Is it staying the same? Where is it? Either way, over 10 years, things should be trending up. Unfortunately, it's the kind of opposite of what we're seeing. So over the last few years, what's going on? Is it staying the same? Is it trending down? I really want to know, but I want to see like this plot graph that'll actually break it down.
Numbers don't lie. Lyft, Uber, both. When I first started, I know exactly what my city's rate card was, and I know exactly what my city's rate card was before upfront fares. It's 50% less, Chris. Come on now.
Yeah.
If it's 50% less, I cannot make my numbers go up unless I work twice as much to equal that number. I mean, math is
exactly.
Math, right? Yeah. So, look.
But I mean, like over the last couple of years, since the last time they changed their rates to whatever it is
I would say down 20% for me, personally speaking. Okay, so and the other thing that they have introduced, we already talked about this. Luckily, I mean, not luckily, I don't know why. Maybe they're watching really intently. They said, "Oh, look, these are all good things." Hey, man, I said it. Chris has said it. We got some good stuff, but some bad stuff out of it. I love the area filter. So if anybody speaks bad about area filter, I don't know. I don't think you belong on Lyft. I think you got to go do something else. Go flip some burgers or whatever.
No. Here's the thing. At first, in chat, I got to ask, in chat, is there anybody on the Lyft platform that's driving that does not like the stay within the area filter? And why?
Yeah, who doesn't like that?
Let it know.
I don't know. Okay,
because,
there's one good.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, like, if maybe you don't understand how to use it or whatnot, but that is probably one of the best and greatest things that Lyft came out with when it came to the filters, was this area filter.
Yeah. Well, okay. Look, that's good. Number one. The other thing is Uber used to have this, and Lyft caught up with it now. Ride challenges are decent now. They're putting some decent money out to not everybody. I know. Don't complain. Not everybody is getting it. I didn't get it, but Gabe in San Francisco got a crazy ride challenge, and Tony that we had last week on got a crazy ride challenge this week from Lyft, and he's doing it. The other thing is information is power. You guys can yak all you want. Okay. Now, scheduled trips used to be a mess, which I love scheduled trips because I live in the suburbs, takes me to LAX into middle of the zone, getting paid, nothing against scheduled trips. Now it's more condensed. Now you can edit and choose and pick as you want. It shows you a lot more. You don't have to scroll like, on Tinder, like swiping up constantly. The other thing is, it shows you like Uber had, which is, busy times. I'm not buying into this map that much because it kind of fluctuates, that they show you the busy areas to be here. They are probably pull supply to that area they can manipulate that any way they want. And all the airport landings, how many thousands of people are landing in a given hour to my city, LAX, which is the second busiest airport in the country. I never had that information on Lyft before. Now I do. So I'm like, hey, look, there are certain good things that are happening. Are they all earnings increasers? No, but if used properly, they could incrementally improve your earnings. I'm not going to lie about it. Yep. I know I'm driving tomorrow. Okay. I already got my scheduled trip picked up for tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. Period. I'm going to work for 5 hours. Maybe, I have a friend who's coming into town. I'm going to pick him up at like 1:00 in the afternoon from LAX. I'm going to go there, maybe have breakfast and kill some time, but do a bunch of trips in morning rush hour. I like driving. I'm going to do it and test it out. But I think these are all good things. The only part that I'm really skeptic about is, earnings are up 14%. From what? For who? Which city? Which city? What hour? I mean, we can look. I'm not trying to pound you, Mr. Risher, but you can't just generalize and put out saying, "Oh, everybody's making 35 an active hour and earnings are up 14%." Well, I bet you in our chat there's a whole bunch of people there. They're not making 35 an active hour, and they are not definitely up 14% in earnings from January. But you got to put some specifics out there. What city? What hour? What shift? Where? I mean, you can't just put
between
out there
it's on Friday and Saturday nights between midnight and 3 a.m.
Exactly.
All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content.
make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.